looking for ISIS FM. In Afghanistan's east, ISIS's radio broadcast of hate was bombed off air recently by the US. But here, it's been coming back in the past week. It was there 3 days ago and it's gone again, says one man. They were talking nonsense, says another. They were asking people to pledge allegiance and march on Kabul, he adds. This is one broadcast they recorded earlier. ISIS is trying to put down roots here. But every day, more Afghans want to tear them up. And that starts here, with Arabistan and Zaytun. 2 months ago, we wouldn't have been sat like this. Then, there were commanders in ISIS.
They just like beheadings, think they are good to do.
ISIS, they say, came from Pakistan, not Iraq, and promised guns and money to their struggling group of Taliban. Their agenda? Black flags, killing and looting, which they did go along with at first.
They knew who was rich to take their money. The poor, they would arm to fight for them or kill them.
It went sour fast, and they both remember the moment when.
I remember when they beheaded 7 people in the bazaar, including government workers and Pakistani Taliban. I saw the long strip of wood they did it on, covered in blood. They just threw the bodies away and buried. It was very un-Islamic.
My worst memory was if you were killed fighting for them, they wouldn't hand your wife and children to your relative, but put them in a camp.
ISIS recruit children here, their own videos show. Another reason the two men work with Afghan intelligence, who set up our interview, to get other locals to join an uprising program against ISIS. But they say they've lacked government protection and money, and that's put potential defectors off. The fight is now just left to American drones, they say.
Drones are doing a good job killing ISIS. They target them as soon as they leave their houses.
The government hasn't made any progress in those areas. It's only the bombing that's effective.
You were in the Taliban, then you were in ISIS, and now American drones are bombing your own village, but you're pleased about it because they're killing ISIS. Is that not a strange feeling for you?
It makes us happy. We want them wiped out.
They're killers themselves who know what they're talking about. Arabistan holds up his cloak. Holes from an American helicopter attack not long ago when he was Taliban. ISIS has shattered ordinary lives too. Across town, in a luxury village built for rich people who never came, are hundreds of families who fled ISIS.
Afghanistan, like many nations inflicted by ISIS, basically has to battle an idea, a kind of virus that appeals to minds warped after decades of war that don't see the Taliban as radical enough. An idea that no matter how hard you battle or bomb it, is very difficult to completely extinguish.
Many of their homes are still occupied and much damage is irreversible. They killed this man's brother and then shot him in the waist as he helped his family escape. He's left unable to provide for them, and ISIS still live in their home. ISIS's savagery was first glimpsed in Afghanistan in this video, where they lined up opponents and then detonated a bomb below them. The man who speaks is survived by his nephew Rustam.
My brother called our father to tell him the death was on Facebook. We couldn't bury him as we didn't have a body. Its pieces are probably still lying where he was blown up.
Decades of trauma here, yet somehow it gets worse. Nick Payton-Walsh, CNN, Jalalabad.